Welcome to our wonderful attendees to our, what is this, fifth member school webinar of the season. This is the fifth of the seventh. If you've been with us from the beginning, let us know in the Zoom so we can shout you out. But otherwise, drop something fun in the chat. Let us know where you're zooming in from. Are you watching the World Cup? Who are you rooting for? My team Colombia just lost like 10 minutes ago, so you're lucky I'm here. But it's been really fun to watch. Maria, Jennifer, Narav, do you guys have what teams are you going for? Maria, I
Yeah,
think
well,
yeah.
I started off with Mexico. They lost to England, went to battle. I shed some tears. Now I'm getting ready to support Norway and
Okay.
hoping they take out England.
Okay, love it. Jennifer, Narav, do you guys want to share?
I am not a soccer person. So my husband has been watching it nonstop, so it's been on in our house, but not my thing, to be honest.
Aw.
Yeah, my team is also out, USA. And so, I will just say, may the best team win.
Yes, love it. Oh, someone just Menier just put in the chat, you're heartbroken over Egypt. I think that was today as well, right? They played against Argentina. Yeah. Oof. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining. So the a little layout of what's going to be happening in the next hour together. We'll start off with some quick introductions. As you can see, we have three incredible schools here, some West Coast representation, but one of our founding schools is here as well. So I'll start off with a very brief overview of the consortium, but I really like to try to dedicate this time to our member schools. So we're gonna put the spotlight on them, give them time to present about their programs, their differentiators, and then we'll open it up to Q&A. Before I get started, I do want to drop some links in the chat. So we have a virtual maps kickoff event on August 13th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. I encourage you all to register. Um, it's the kickoff event that we have to officially open the application that launches on August 15th. So we'll be walking through the application. We're going to have alumni. All of our member schools will be in attendance in their own booth so you can hop around and visit them. So make sure you register for that. I'm also dropping the link to all of our upcoming events. All of our in-person recruitment events in major cities are happening, starting with Atlanta in August. So check that out. And then last but not least, I will also include our consortium YouTube link. You can find an hour-long video on the consortium, everything that we do, as well as all of our previous member school webinars. So that is there for your enjoyment. And with that, I will get started. Oh no, with introductions. Okay, so Michelle Pava, I am the Vice President of Recruitment and Admissions here at the consortium. I've been here for 7 months now, if you can believe it. Prior to this, I was at one of our member schools, and I'm really passionate about expanding access to MBA programs, to business education. And so it was a natural progression for me to go from representing one MBA program to now getting to work with 22 programs. And my favorite part of this job is being able to work with all of you, understand, kind of meet you where you are. Understand, your needs and help guide you throughout the process to hopefully what is the best place for you. And with that, I will kick it over to Maria.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah.
My name's Maria Martinez Madrigal. I am an associate director and part of the admissions team with the full-time MBA program at UC Berkeley Haas. Looking forward to getting to know some of you as you go on this journey. Just know that we're available to answer any questions. And of course, if there's something you learned today and you want to dive into that topic, yeah, I'll share my email in the chat, my advising link, and you can schedule some time for us to connect. Thanks.
All right, Jennifer.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Sarnowski. I am the Director of Admissions and Recruitment at the Wisconsin MBA and Masters, Wisconsin School Business MBA and Masters programs. So I do oversee all of our MBA and Masters programs at the business school. I am also the consortium liaison for our admissions team, so I do work with all consortium students. So after my presentation, I will throw my email address and link in there if you are interested in talking about the consortium at Wisconsin.
Love it. And Araf, last but certainly not least.
Thank you, Michelle. My name is Nirav Mehta. I've been with USC Marshall for just a little bit over 10 years now, serving as the Senior Associate Director of Admissions. It's the entirety of graduate admissions, but my focus is really on the full-time MBA program. I'm also the consortium liaison, and having been through the whole process myself in terms of applying to MBA programs and going through that journey, I'm really looking forward to helping to clarify, provide some direction, answering your questions, and being a part of you in this journey. So very excited to be here today.
Love it. Thank you all. All right. With that, we'll go ahead and get started with our consortium presentation. So give me just one moment here. Okay, as I mentioned, we're gonna have it's an appetizer. So again, join us on August 13th if you want to learn the ins and outs. But starting off with our mission, why we exist. The Consortium for Graduate Study and Management is a nonprofit organization, and our mission is really to expand access and increase representation in business education and leadership. We look for people who have been leaders in their communities. It doesn't have to be aligned to business. But it does have to align with expanding access and increasing representation in your respective field, whether it was something that you pursued when you were an undergraduate, when undergrad, if it's professional endeavors, volunteer experiences that you have. We're looking for that mission alignment in terms of helping to increase access for those who have not historically had it. Um, with that in mind, we have been around for 60 years. We're celebrating our 60-year anniversary this year, and we were founded by Washington University's Professor Sterling Shane when he realized that there were not enough African American men, zero to be exact, in business leadership. And so he wanted to make an impact on closing the gap in equal opportunity employment. So with that, he brought together 60 educators, business leaders, and community advocates, and formed a consortium. The founding class had 21 African American men, three corporate partners, and it started with three founding schools, a Wisconsin School of Business, which is here today, Washington University in St. Louis, and then Indiana Kelley as well. Our mission has evolved over the years. It first evolved to include women, Hispanic Americans, and Native Americans after 1970. And now we welcome all people of all backgrounds, U.S. citizens, permanent residents, and DACA recipients who have demonstrated an alignment to our mission. Okay, so going into our eligibility, you must be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident to apply. Again, everyone is welcome to apply regardless of your ethnicity. You must hold a 4-year bachelor's degree from an accredited college or university, and you must have must have it currently or received it before program matriculation. And again, I keep saying it, but we have essays that I'll get into in just a moment where we are looking for a demonstrated commitment to the consortium mission. I'll spend another second here just talking about what that looks like because I feel that there's always often a lot of questions about does my experience align with what the organization is looking for? And so what I'll say is we don't dictate the kind of background that you need to have in terms of the experience. So if you're in a healthcare background, maybe you're in Teach for America, maybe you were part of organizations like NSBE, NABA, Alpha, SEO when you were an undergrad, just to name a few. Other very common initiatives we see is that you're part of fraternities or sororities that have some sort of mission alignment. Um, and so maybe you're an entrepreneur who started a business or you mentor on the side. So really take it, as an expansive approach. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. That's what we're here for. But don't count yourself out. Okay, so in the same way, we're looking for those who have had that leadership experience and demonstrated that commitment. We're also committed to expanding access for you as someone who's looking to pursue an MBA program. Here's just a snippet of some of the ways that we do that, starting with our streamlined application process that provides you the ability to apply to any of our 22 member schools. By applying through a streamlined application, you save time, you save money, and you're able to apply to as many schools as you want. When you submit your application, the schools will evaluate you separately from us and determine if you are eligible for consortium fellowship funding. So schools determine your funding amount, if any, and it can range anywhere from partial to full tuition that is allocated as consortium fellowship scholarship. Here at the consortium, we also have an annual orientation program and career forum. It's a 4 day long conference that happens before school starts every year. And it not only provides you with the opportunity to network with our corporate partners and maybe even secure early internship offers, but it also provides you access to the consortium network. So, one of the benefits of being a consortium fellow is that you not only have access to your cohort and your class, but also to the network that extends to 22 member schools. And last but not least, you're going to be part of a network of over 12,000 alums that will extend well beyond once you graduate from your MBA program. So here are 22 member schools. All of them are the traditional 2 year full-time MBA programs. That's very important. But Emory's our only exception where you can apply to the 1 year or 2 year as part of the consortium. Okay. Our application launches August 15th every year. To apply to the consortium and one program, it's $150, and then it's 50 for every additional program. So when you submit your application, you'll be able to, we'll disperse your program materials to each of the schools that you apply to. They'll review it and they'll determine if they will invite you to interview. One of the really great things about applying through us is you don't have to keep track of all of the different schools' deadlines. You only have to follow our two deadlines. So the consortium and all of our member schools fold our consortium applicants into their traditional deadlines. So if you're a traditional round one applicant, you would shoot for the October 15th deadline. And if you are looking to apply in round two, you would apply by the deadline of January 5th. These are very important. Make sure you're adhering to our deadlines, not the school's deadlines. And again, the schools will fold our applications into their traditional application process, and they typically release decisions around the same time as their traditional round one, round two deadlines. Here's just a snippet of what the application looks like. You will collect all your background information, and we'll get into that, at another time, but just so you can have an idea of what it looks like, there's a screenshot. We'll have a couple of essays that we'll ask you to submit as for consortium eligibility. They're related to your short and long-term goals post MBA. And then we also ask you to elaborate on the impact that you've had on specific communities that you served. Show us, kind of the tangible impact that you're able to demonstrate. And then you're also, of course, required to submit the school-specific essays for each school that you plan to apply to. We also have a streamlined letter of recommendation process. I know this can be a lot for one, but it's really important to say when you apply through the consortium, you don't have to submit letters of recommendations to every single program you're applying to. You would submit 3 letters of recommendations to us, and then we would be able to disperse it to all of the programs. So it's also a very streamlined process for your recommenders where they submit their recommendation letters to the consortium, and that's it. You don't have to keep doing it over and over again. Our 3 letters of recommendation includes one mission and then 2 professional recommendations. For the mission, we're looking for someone who can speak to your activity, your volunteerism, your organizational involvement. And then for the professional recommendations, it's typically a supervisor or a direct supervisor that our programs are looking for. And then you would be able to select the member schools that you want to apply to, add them to your application, and complete their program materials within our application. Our schools review their materials every year to make sure they're capturing everything they need. So there's no need to go back and forth. Again, by completing the consortium application, you have completed that school's full-time MBA application. Then we'll review it. We have 2 separate decision processes. The consortium will review you for consortium eligibility. Then we'll release your decision to let you know if you've been admitted into the consortium or not. The schools will again review you separately they'll grant their decision release. And if you are admitted to both the consortium and a member school and you accept, you are considered a consortium fellow and will receive access to all of the benefits that I mentioned prior to this. And that's it. It's a lot, like I said, but I'm here for you if you have questions. I'll also put my personal email in the chat. Please scan the QR code. Again, we have a lot of really great upcoming events. We will be in Chicago on October 7th. I just realized I need to update the screenshot. Follow us on Instagram. We're very active on there these days. And with that, I will stop sharing my screen and I will ask you, Jennifer, to start sharing yours. Please drop
Awesome.
your questions in the chat.
Michelle, can you confirm you can see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for attending today. As I mentioned, my name is Jennifer Sarnowski, and I am the Director of Admissions and Recruitment here at the Wisconsin MBA and Master's programs. I am actually really excited, kind of serendipity that this is happening, but as a founding member school, you actually are going to be the first to hear about our reimagined MBA. Quite literally released at 11 a.m. today. So we're super excited. It is for the incoming class of fall of 2027. So I get to tell you all about it. So our full-time MBA has been updated to manage the new business world. So we're really focusing in on career support, hands-on experiences, leadership development, and the ability to create your best business path. We're still making sure you receive support from our industry experts, and we're going to kind of talk about each of these areas through the presentation. Before I do talk about the program, I really want to emphasize one of the driving principles here at University of Wisconsin-Madison, and that is the Wisconsin idea. And this is the concept that the work we do at the university needs to extend beyond the university itself. And it should impact the state, the country, and the world. And so we're really emphasizing that education should influence people's lives beyond the boundaries of the classroom. We do incorporate the Wisconsin idea into our university by being a global leader in research and home to high achieving students who go on to be world influencers. But beyond that, our students are joining a community that is deeply committed to making a positive impact on the world. And by joining UW-Madison, you'll be joining a worldwide network of alumni all across the globe. So as you know, ROI and affordability are one of the top things that you should be thinking about when you're choosing your MBA program. And so I do want to start by emphasizing how Wisconsin does provide you with a lifelong return. We are extremely fortunate. We have a lot of engaged alumni, donors, and friends who are supporting our MBA students. And because of that, we've been able to provide 100% of eligible student scholarships to support tuition coverage. Our average tuition coverage for both residents and non-residents, so since we're a state school, across the 2 years is nearly 100% or higher. And if a student is graduating with debt, which is actually pretty rare for our students, it's only taking just over 2 years to pay off. And the national average is about 4 to 7. So we really are providing you one of the strongest values for your money. So now let's talk about kind of this new MBA that we just launched. So across our 2-year MBA, you're going to have a few types of classes. So we've got core classes, applied learning courses, a career management class, new AI classes, and then your electives, or where you're essentially customizing your MBA for your career. We have worked to expand our industry experts or knowledge centers, and now we have 12 pathways. You can choose none of these, one of them, or multiple to help you create the program that is the perfect fit for your goals. We do have some of the top ranked programs in the country in things like marketing, real estate, human resources, supply chain, and others. So they really are industry experts in their fields. Now, this program was designed with the goal of helping each student build expertise and become job ready. So we did create new and required and optional AI courses. So you'll be able to dive into AI and its impact on business, society, and daily life, and then understand the strategic, operational, organizational, and cultural impacts of AI across various business functions. If you do want to take additional AI classes, you can explore AI in innovation, and then what does the future of AI work and leadership look like? Outside of AI, we really want students to grow their knowledge in entrepreneurship. So we have resources, mentorships, opportunities, startup competitions, and a full year fellowship in entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in starting or growing your own business, this is a really unique aspect of the Wisconsin MBA. And finally, as I mentioned, applied learning is now built into the curriculum. A lot of the time it is kind of extra. You kind of do it outside of the classroom, but we've now done it both ways. So we are supporting students through case competitions, consulting projects, reverse pitch competitions, and more. And during your first year, you do participate in Ignite, which is a great opportunity to get hands-on experience while you're working with a real business program and problem that they are bringing to our students. So our new Wisconsin MBA was really built on a leadership blueprint where Wisconsin students are trusted to lead. So you're going to graduate with 3 key leadership qualities after your MBA. So you're going to have an entrepreneurial mindset where you bring clarity to uncertainty, and this enables you to create change even within the most rigid and porous organizations. For resilience, you're navigating ambiguity with confidence. You don't seek the easy answer, but rather rigorously pore over data to make the most informed decision possible. And for inclusivity, you're fostering trust and seeking diverse perspectives. You're the leader who welcomes everyone and seeks a range of perspectives to uncover biases and assumptions. These 3 leadership qualities are built into the program through courses like applied learning, industry pathways where you get to discover different leadership and communication styles to develop your own by interacting with leading business professionals and industry experts. You get to explore emerging and current business topics through applied learning experiences. In our Leading People and Organizations class, as a leader, you're going to be able to understand the architecture of trust. You'll learn how to build psychological safety so your team members can experiment and innovate without the fear of failure. For business strategy, you'll expand your strategic thinking and leadership skills to evaluate and design business strategies that have innovative and entrepreneurial approaches. And finally, our consulting capstone project, where you get to take what you've learned and lead a cross-functional project to solve a real business problem. Now, to support your career, you're going to take 2 specific career classes, but you are also going to be supported by your own career team. So within your career team, you are going to have a pathway advisor, or multiple, if you're choosing multiple pathways. They're going to be your industry expert, and they're going to help provide a personalized academic and career roadmap. You'll have your assigned career coach. There is a specific consortium career coach. The career coaching team supports you through your career boot camp, which starts well before classes, so usually in March timeframe for consortium students. They'll help you with your internship prep, your job search strategy, and then prepping you for your applications. And finally, you will have an assigned employer engagement manager. They aid in your career by creating career connections, organizing industry fairs and events, and seeking out job opportunities with partners for students. This career model has helped our MBA students see an average of 65% salary increase between your pre and post MBA salary across all of our students. Now at Wisconsin, we are focusing on a culture of collaboration over competition, and we want to make sure that you experience more than just your classes. During the program, you'll be able to participate in different career tracks. Those costs are covered by the program. You'll have access to various on-campus events, including career fairs, coffee chats, panels, workshops, and various recruiters and alumni. And if you're interested, you'll have multiple opportunities to participate in global learning experiences where you can visit companies and experience global business firsthand. Recently, we visited Brazil, Portugal, South Africa, Nigeria, London, India, and many others. The locations do change every year, so you do get 2 chances, or you can do it both years during the program. And finally, we offer more than 70 student organizations within the business school where you can take on leadership roles and gain experience before re-entering the job market. Now, students in the Wisconsin MBA are part of a diverse community where inclusion is a shared value. So this is providing our students an opportunity to learn in and out of the classroom from different perspectives. So we really work to develop cultural competence to help students prepare to be effective team members, managers, and leaders in their future communities and companies. You are able to communicate with our consortium liaisons. They are more than happy to talk to you about the program and how they're experiencing this themselves. And finally, I do want to talk about Madison. If you haven't visited Madison before, it is behind me on my Zoom screen, I guess. But it is really a great place to spend 2 years before heading out to your next full-time position. We've consistently ranked among the best places to live and build community, and our students truly couldn't agree more. You get to gain your own MBA community, and Madison is really ready to welcome you with open arms. Whether you prefer sports, nature, or more of a city experience, Madison offers it all. I would encourage everyone to come visit us on campus to experience it for yourself. So I do hope this information was helpful, super fast, I know, but it is an introduction to our reimagined MBA program, and I'm hoping you're learning a little bit about what makes our program and our students unique. Choosing the right program for you is a big decision, and so we on the admissions team are here to help you. You can do multiple things to connect with us. I threw my scheduling link in the chat. You're also welcome to connect with us on the road. We'll be at the Consortium MAPS events. As I mentioned, please come visit us on campus. We do host campus visits, typically Monday through Thursday during the school year. We provide a $300 travel stipend and hotel costs for any eligible candidate. And then once you've had a chance to connect with our students, faculty, and staff, we encourage you to apply. So apply through the consortium. We look forward to reading your application, and thank you for your time. And I am handing it over to Nirav.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Let me go ahead and share my presentation. Hopefully, is this visible?
Yes, they're off. You're good.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you, Michelle. All right, so thank you all for being here today. And before I start, let me just preface by saying, and for those of you that appreciate statistics, USC Marshall is located in sunny Southern California, and so we have an average of 284 days of sunshine, and the standard deviation is just plus or minus 10 or 20 days. And so for those of you that enjoy outdoor living, exploring the nature, in addition to the robust arts and culture and sports scene, access to technology and other innovative industries, Los Angeles is a wonderful place to be. And so just wanted to make sure I highlight that even before I start my formal presentation. And so with that, one of the most common questions that I get is, Nirav, what makes Marshall special, right? Like what makes it unique? What differentiates it? And I can talk for hours on this topic. I promise I won't do that considering our limited time here together today. But I will focus on those elements of the program that I think are impactful for every single student in the program. And so I'll start with our world-class curriculum, which I would classify as robust, rigorous, relevant, in addition to developing a subject matter expertise, if that's what you would like to do. We have a number of specializations, whether you want to do banking or consulting or entrepreneurship or anything in between. You're really developing your leadership skills as well, teamwork, critical thinking, creative problem solving. But what's very powerful as well is that you have access and exposure to really some of the most cutting edge frameworks and concepts and innovations that are occurring in industry. And so whether it's artificial intelligence or the blockchain or things like the smart contracts or sustainability, you can be confident that you will be very well connected to the world of business pursuing an MBA program at USC Marshall. And I'll talk a little bit more in depth as to what this entails in just a little bit as well. USC Marshall really does embrace a global perspective. And so you will have the opportunity to work on a real consulting project somewhere in the world. And I'll talk about this as well in just a little bit. We have some really incredible faculty members who are often quoted in Bloomberg Business Week, the Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, The Economist. But what really makes it special is not just so much that they're subject matter experts, which of course they are. They're very much invested in your personal, in your academic, in your professional development. And so I think this creates a very positive and productive learning environment at USC Marshall. And of course, you can't really talk about Marshall or USC for that matter without talking about the network. The bonds are so tight here at USC, we actually refer to it as the Trojan family. And I will share with you some statistics in just a little bit that demonstrate really just how strong the USC network truly is. Before I do that, I just wanted to take a little bit of a deep dive into our curriculum and really present it in a very, sort of a macro perspective, right? So this is a 2-year program, 63 units in duration. And as you can see, we break it down into semesters. And so there's a fall as well as a spring semester. The first year is a little bit unique because we break it down further into what we call terms. And so there are 5 distinct terms. The experience, the journey goes by very quickly. And what actually sort of begins this journey for you is what we call MBA Career Launchpad. And so this is one of the latest innovations in our MBA program. And it's really cool because it is really the intersection of your academic curriculum as well as your career search, specifically your internship recruiting. Marshall recognizes that you're, going to business school for many reasons, primarily to advance yourself professionally. And so, we're really investing heavily in your development and in your clarity as it relates to your career goals. And that very first week that you're on campus, you're going to be guided by an entire team of Trojans. They will be alumni. Last year we brought in about 70 alums. This year, hopefully, we'll have about 100. We will have faculty advisors. We'll have career services staff. We're all here to support you and motivate you, to achieve your short-term as well as your long-term career goals. And so that's really going to establish the solid foundation for you as you begin the MBA program. As you can also see, you will, in your first year, complete all of your core classes, right? So whether it's strategy or marketing, data science, we actually also incorporated for the very first time this year a technology strategy in the age of AI course to ensure that you are very much in tune with innovations in this area. We have many additional courses in this space as well as others through the form of electives, and so you'll be able to take highly specialized courses at the end of the year 1 as well as for the duration of year 2. As well, I do want to highlight that you'll be able to pursue a global consulting project through what we call PRIME. And so this stands for the Pacific Rim International Management Education, and it really will broaden your perspective of international business. And so I want to just spend a minute here because it is one of the highlights of the program. And so in the past, we've had representation in Brazil, China, Japan, Korea, Singapore, Thailand, Argentina comes to mind, Australia. And you're going to be taking into your toolkit the frameworks, the theories, the concepts that you've learned, and you will apply them to a real organization. It could be a global multinational corporation. It could be a government entity. It could be a nonprofit organization. It could be a small startup. But you will be providing some really valuable insights and recommendations to the management teams, to the board of directors. And so this is a really valuable part of the curriculum in which you're embracing and you're developing your collaborative skills because you'll be working as part of a team. You will be developing your communication skills because you'll present your recommendations as well to these teams. You will develop your critical thinking capabilities. And of course, you'll develop your international perspective as well. In addition, we have a study abroad program. We have many electives with international travel. These are mini courses, 2 to 6 weeks in duration. And so at USC Marshall, you can certainly expect to develop this global mindset in the MBA program, one of the strengths of the program. I also want to emphasize just how much we invest in our career services, and it truly is a team effort. And so, in addition to the career advisors who you will be working with in a one-on-one capacity, we have those within our staff that are really focused on developing relationships with many different organizations, and they're able to share that market intelligence with you so that you benefit in terms of your preparation for these new roles and opportunities that are being targeted at the MBA level. You will also benefit from second year students who can take on the form of peer coaches. There will be alumni mentors. And I really want to emphasize this notion of lifetime services because often I think the perception or the misperception is that, when you join an MBA program, it's a 2-year program and that's it and you're done. It really couldn't be further from the truth here at USC Marshall. And so we really do pride ourselves on forming and developing and nurturing lifelong relationships. And so you can benefit from the continuation of these services and relationships long after you've graduated. So it really is comprehensive in terms of the services that you receive from Marshall Career Services. I also wanted to share with you some additional stats in terms of our post-graduation employment, 90 days out, as well as the total compensation of our graduates, and a highlight, sort of a snapshot of the companies that recruit at USC Marshall. This by no means is fully exhaustive, but just a small sort of snapshot, right? So we really pride ourselves on having a diversity of employers from a wide variety of industries and functions and positions. And so if you want to work for a technology company or a strategy consulting firm, an investment bank, if you want to go into consumer products or healthcare or entertainment, just know that there will be limitless opportunities waiting for you at USC Marshall so that you can achieve these goals that you had established for yourself prior to joining the Trojan family. I also just want to highlight that we have almost 40 clubs and organizations at Marshall. It really is a community, a family, as I had mentioned. And so there's going to be so many different ways in which you can get involved, whether it's student government, we have community service organizations, we have diversity and affinity organizations as well, which are very closely connected to the consortium as well as social organizations. We have, of course, our career clubs that really organize a lot of valuable, events and activities, whether it's seminars or conferences. There will be many ways for you to get involved outside of your classes. And in fact, I would argue that you will form your lifelong friendships as a result of your association with these clubs and organizations. So definitely get involved, build community, and really get to know the entirety of the Marshall MBA journey through these clubs and organizations. Let you know, I would be sharing with you some statistics on our Trojan network, the Trojan family. And it truly is a global network, right? So if you look at it from an institutional level, close to 500,000 alumni all over the world, representation in over, I believe, almost 123 countries. If you look at it at the Marshall segmentation, 100,000 plus alums, 8 international offices. So regardless of where you are in the world, you can be confident that you'll be able to tap into the network. And I will also argue that, there will be many benefits to be had in an MBA program at USC Marshall. I think the most powerful benefit that you will derive will be your membership in the Trojan family, because those relationships you build will continue to sustain themselves for the duration of your personal and professional life. So a lot to look forward to, and the Trojan family is certainly up there. So just in terms of the application process, as Michelle had mentioned, pay attention to the consortium deadlines because Marshall does align with those deadlines, and we will be very prompt in evaluating your application and rendering the decision as well. At this point, you can certainly be preparing for your GMAT or GRE. We do offer a test waiver as well. We will evaluate your transcripts in terms of your academic readiness. Certainly, it is a holistic review, and so we'll be taking also into account your personal and professional achievements as highlighted on your resume. We will be shortly announcing our essay questions, and there will be a Kira video assessment that you will receive after you've received or after you've submitted your consortium application. And so please do follow those instructions that are on the consortium application for the USC Marshall component. I know that I've shared a lot in very little time. If you have any questions, if you want to just talk about the application, your profile, your background, any concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Indicated my direct email address here, and I'm happy to chat with you via Zoom session and clarify any additional questions you might have. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and I look forward to our continued engagement. And consortium maps will also be at USC Marshall on September 22nd. So I hope to see some of you there at that time. So with that, I will pass it over to Maria.
Thank you so much, Harav. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Okay, I believe you can all view the screen, correct? Yes. Okay, wonderful. All right. Well, for the purpose of this presentation, I'll be focusing on the full-time MBA program, but I do want to mention that UC Berkeley Haas does offer four pathways to the MBA, part-time or flex, hybrid, executive, and of course full-time, which is what I'll be focusing on. This presentation, it's really meant to be an overview of Berkeley Haas and the full-time MBA program. So I'll spend some time sharing our location, our culture, share about our Haas Consortium community, and then, of course, our curriculum, our network. And if you want to dive deeper into any of these topics, you can visit our events page. We have a lot of presentations from industry to affinity groups, kind of conversations for you to continue learning more about Berkeley Haas and what it is to be a full-time MBA student. Or if you want to connect with our consortium liaisons, they are on summer break at the moment and at their internships, but once they're back on campus around August, you can definitely reach out and connect with them or our Haas student ambassadors. So let's jump right into it. So what sets Haas apart? And yes, we get this question often. There are three pillars that define the Haas experience. So first, our location. UC Berkeley Haas is anchored at the global center of technology. Second, our defining leadership principles. We prepare graduates to lead with principles in the age of AI and global uncertainty. And I do encourage you to connect with our community to see these defining leadership principles really come to life. And then third, the lifetime value of an MBA from Haas. It is more than just a post-MBA role. So I will be sharing on our career support, our alumni network, and what all of that looks like. All right, so let's dive into each. All right, so Haas is uniquely located in California's San Francisco Bay Area, placing the campus at the physical heart of the world's fourth largest economy. The state of California is home to companies that are redefining industries and driving global economic growth. And the center of that innovation is the San Francisco Bay Area. Being at Haas or being a Haas student means gaining direct access to UC Berkeley's broader world-class ecosystem. And I don't know if you can see from this photo, but the business school is located right on the UC Berkeley campus. So there's a lot of educational autonomy available to students. You are not siloed into the business school. Students definitely branch out, join organizations that aligns with their values, whether they want to have an impact into specific industries, impact into the broader graduate student experience, or want to get involved with the broader Berkeley, Oakland community. There's opportunities there. Also, they can take courses outside of the business school, but that's something definitely that our students take advantage of. Um, and also being part of the campus. There's an impressive student community, alumni across UC Berkeley that make up this powerful network that give Haas students an opportunity to meet and collaborate across industries and expertise. So we have our experiential learning courses. So just to talk a little bit about our curriculum, it is 40% core and 60% electives, which gives you the opportunity to really tailor and customize your MBA experience. All students are required to complete one experiential learning course, which is hands-on learning that can be just to name a few, like Clean Tech to Market, where you're working with scientists from UC Lawrence Lab that are getting ready to take their product into the market, international business development. It's group-based. There's a consulting project, and then there's a 3-week in-country component, or the Sustainable Investment Fund, which is a student-run initiative. And then also programs like Skydeck, our Startup Accelerator, the Entrepreneurship Hub, and the Jacobs Institute for Design Innovation. You really get that opportunity to collaborate across disciplines with amazing people that are looking to drive innovation and impact. So continuing on with our location, as I mentioned, we're in the San Francisco Bay Area, right across the Bay Bridge, not to be confused with the Golden Gate Bridge. We regularly bring industry leaders as guest speakers to campus for networking, internships, and career opportunities. We are also in the tech innovation capital of the world with the largest tech companies based here. Given our location, tech does get a lot of attention, but that's not the only thing we offer. I guess any industry, any function role, it's available at Haas, thinking of like healthcare, consulting, sustainability. Yeah, as I mentioned, whatever industry you're passionate about, there's definitely opportunities on the campus. Okay, so in terms of our culture, so we believe that leading thoughtfully with rigor, purpose, and principles leads to better business outcomes. So I believe that this is truly what makes Haas a unique place, our culture. It is anchored in our 4 defining leadership principles of question the status quo, confidence without attitude, student always, and beyond yourself. These 4 principles are present in every aspect of our Haas community, from our students to our faculty, staff, and throughout the entire administration. And that is why Haas, it really is unique, and why being at Haas feels different. And I believe that that's what brings people to Haas. There is an intentionality to the culture and community at Haas that you might not find somewhere else. But I do encourage you to connect with our community to see these defining leadership principles come to life, how they show up in the classroom, and yeah, just how they show up in our community. This is one student words, how they capture the Haas culture, and it's captured perfectly. There's this sense of community, and Haasies looking out for one another is core to the Haas experience. So thinking about our consortium community, right now the second and first years, it's about a little bit over 25 students, and they're led by the consortium liaisons. Actually, our consortium community are leaders on campus. They are, class presidents, part of our MBAA, which is our MBA, kind of like a student government. And they're helping shape the school, the community. So as I mentioned, our consortium community is led by our consortium liaisons, and we meet with them regularly to address any challenges, issues, or how can we better support our consortium community. So moving on to the lifetime value, I know I'm getting close to time here, so I'm going to push through this pretty quickly. But regarding the return of investment, yes, getting an MBA is a huge investment. Here's why getting a full-time MBA from Haas is worth it. As you can see here, our students do very well, our alumni do very well. And I think it speaks to the type of support that they receive. So, in terms of career support, that comes from our career management group. There's coaches, employer, relationship managers, peer advisors. And for our consortium community, you get access to our coaches and all of these services about 4 months before you begin school. So it really places you in a great position to test your hypothesis, target companies, learn about industries, and maybe already start the conversation around an internship or full-time offer. And these are some of the top hiring firms from Haas. Just wanted to give you a quick intro to this because I know, yeah, I get a lot of questions around this. And then our alumni network, there's 46,000 alumni worldwide, 90 countries are represented, and this is only the Haas alumni. That doesn't include the UC Berkeley alumni. And then, yeah, each year we bring in less than 300 students, so each class, and the structure is a 21-month program, 2 years. You're in class Monday through Thursday. And then again, it's less than 300 students. We do offer dual degree programs. The only exception if you're applying through the consortium is the MBA JD. But of course, if you want to learn more, I'm happy to connect. I did drop my email into the chat. Just a quick snapshot of the class of 2027, but this is all on our website, so you can reference this. And in terms of what we're looking for is a holistic review process. As you can see, it's more than just GPAs, more than test scores. So definitely use your consortium application to add context, share your story. And then, of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Stay connected. We will be traveling this fall. I think we're already on the road actually, and we'll be at all of the Consortium Apps events. So don't hesitate, to bring your questions. And then, of course, if you want to dive into the application, we do have our application prep webinar series. Even if you're applying through the consortium, I think it's just great to get this information and prep, and questions will start to form. So I do encourage you to check these out, and I will be at the essay tips one. So I'd love to see you all virtually at that event. All right, so here's our full-time MBA application deadlines, but the consortium applications are deadlines are at the bottom as well. Michelle shared those with you all. Just wanted to share them once again. All right, so I will stop here. Thank you all. I'll pass it over to Michelle.
Thank you, everybody. If you guys want to come back on camera, we have a couple minutes for questions. And let's see, there are two that I wanted to answer live that are related to test scores. So something that I was not clear on that I want to be very, very clear on is that you have to research each of the MBA programs that you're interested in, just like you would traditionally, because they're going to be asking for the same materials through our application. So if you are taking the GMAT, the GRE, the executive assessment, or you're looking to apply with a waiver, you must check each school's policies to understand what is needed. Now, if you're submitting a test score, you can submit it to us. We have a code on our website that's under that application requirements link I just put in the chat. And we will disperse those test scores to each of the member schools that you elect to apply with a test score to. If you are applying with a waiver, you would submit the waiver through the school in the same way. So, anyways, the long and short of it is make sure you're researching each of the MBA programs that you're interested in applying to. Remember, the goal is not just to get in, it's to get in with some sort of funding, put in the best type of application, the strongest that you can. So, you want to really make sure you're targeting an amount of schools that allows you to really focus on putting forth the best application that you can. Okay. So I answered those live, and then I did put my email address in the chat. We don't have essay tips here, so all of our consortium upcoming events are listed on our website. We do promote our member schools events as well. So I know Maria, you just shared you're having an essay tips event, so check those out and each unique school you're applying to. And then there's a question, does the consortium offer admission to the executive MBA program? No, the consortium focuses on traditional 2-year full-time MBA programs, with the exception of Emory, where we accept applications for both their 1-year and their 2-year MBA program. Thanks, Jennifer, for putting in the chat that Wisconsin offers GMAT GRE waivers. Maybe, Nirav, can you talk a little bit about your test requirements? And then Maria, you can let us know as well.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm actually just putting in the link where consortium applicants can request a test waiver. I just put it in the chat, so hopefully everyone can see that. This will also be included within the consortium application. And so as you're working on your application for the USC Marshall section, you'll see this there as well. Essentially, we're looking for quantitative aptitude when we're evaluating these requests. And so, you will likely upload your undergraduate transcripts. If you have like an MBA math certificate, if you have a quantitative experience at work, that will be reflected on your resume. And so those are, some pieces or some documents that you might be uploading to support that request. But you'll find additional information on the link that I just put in the chat.
Thank you, Nirav. And then Maria,
Yes, so if you're considering Berkeley Haas, you are required to submit either the GMAT or GRE. We don't have a preference, but you will have to submit one or the other.
oh, that was a good answer as well. So as you can see, every school differs in what they require. So make sure you're checking out the school's websites and understanding the materials you'll need to submit. And a big takeaway is if you are testing for the GMAT or the GRE, you would like to try one over the other, try both. All schools will tell you, and they mean it when they say that they don't have a preference between the GMAT or the GRE. And so please submit the score that most accurately reflects, your quantitative readiness. All right, with that, I think that we can end our session. Thank you to all of you, Jennifer, on revealing the new reimagined MBA program. Nirav and Maria for sharing a little bit about the West School, life, what MBA programs are like. And I hope that you'll stay connected with us. We look forward to seeing you at our upcoming events. And good luck to all of you. Thank you very much for your participation. Take care.